You okay?
It's a hard morning this morning.
It is. You look like it.
I'm okay.
Okay. Let me we gonna let you take them. We gonna let you have a moment.
It don't matter. I'm gonna have a moment all day today.
But we'll talk about it in a minute. Okay. Once you get yourself together. It is currently 72 degrees. The high is supposed to reach 90 with a low of 72 coming back around. And they're saying that the heat index is supposed to be 105 today. So somebody is going to get cooked. Somebody is going to get baked. You can listen to us on KBOB 89.9 FM radio, KBOB89.com website, KBOB 89.9 Facebook Live, iTunes Podcast, iHeartRadio. You can reach us at 918-856-3873. You can tune in to any one of our live Facebooks or our Instagram. And of course, mine is all about Mika because I be all about me sometimes. Also, this is KBOB, home of the Bobby Eaton Media Station, where we tell our story our way. And lately, we've been showing up and showing out. It took me all day yesterday to get here today, and I'm not going to waste this day on anything but nothing but smiles. Starting with my really pretty friend. I'm going to need you to smile.
I'm a smile.
You going to smile?
I'm gonna always smile, even through the tears, even through the whatevers.
You
want
want
to
to tell us what's going on?
Oh no.
Okay, you can tell me later because I'm gonna be in your business. I'll be in people's business. I'll be in people's business. GB, good morning.
What's
How
going
are
on?
you?
Doing pretty good.
How was your evening? I'm good. I decided you missed it, but D Real came in here this morning and he, how we said our hellos and everything.
Mhm.
He said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "Today is gonna be a good day because I've decided that there's no other way I'm gonna have it. There's no other way. So regardless of what's going on, we're gonna show up and we're gonna smile. D Real, we missed you.
What up?
What's up?
We should.
You've been missing out on all these sports. I've got to get a chance to talk to you on air about Ocho.
Ocho.
Yes.
The fight.
How he put up the Black Power sign. So was that a Black Power symbol or was that like good hit?
No, no. He was just letting the ref know he was all right.
Oh, is that what we do? We get knocked
Yeah,
out. I'm
yeah.
all right. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Black power.
Black Power.
Black power.
Black love. I'm all right.
I'm okay.
He was a good sport about it, though.
He was, but you know what was funny to me?
He was a good sport about it,
The
though.
T.O. was sitting down there cracking up like, look at this fool.
I mean, but you got to admit it is funny if you see your homeboy, somebody you
Get
know,
knocked out.
It would be funny to see your
Especially
homeboy.
somebody who talk a lot.
You got knocked the.
You better next time.
Just thinking you seeing your close friend in the ring, it would be funny anyway. Just knowing he in the ring and he ain't a boxer. So either way, whether he win or lose, y'all gonna be laughing.
I don't know. I probably would have been like, "Get off my friend! Get off my friend!" And I would have just slid up under the.
I know what I would do.
The rope.
I'm petty. Every time we say something, shut up or I knock you out like old boy knock you out in that ring.
Because I had a friend.
You get knocked out like you did that night in the ring.
I had a friend who did that. He in
Morning,
the
Sean.
like the MMA or whatever, went to a fight at River Spirit.
Mhm.
He ended up getting in the ring.
Oh Lord.
He tapped out. I mean, it was funny.
I know I would have tapped out. I know for a fact.
He wasn't even on the roster and he got in there like, I got this.
Well, he was like, I get to fight if somebody can't continue. I was like, okay, I'll see you in the ring. Because usually in them kind of fights, somebody, lo and behold, he in the ring. He tapped out. But I seen him after the fight. He's like, he was like, kind of laughing.
Well, I kind of touched on this just a little bit.
That was funny.
I touched on this just a little bit. What do you think about the fact that the YouTubers are getting this notoriety as opposed to actual boxers who are actually taking this sport as their
Okay,
job?
so here's what I have a question as, because you did bring that up last time. So they are YouTubers, but are they not?
No, they're not boxers.
Like practicing? Have they not been like, this is not like they side hustle, this ain't they passion, this is not, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't all just have one talent. We don't all just have
that's
one
why you
thing
see
that
people
we're into.
Well, you
like Ocho. That's why you see them like you know what? Let me try this.
What I was gonna say, she obviously didn't watch the fight because that is not his side hustle.
Okay. No, I didn't. Yeah, you know I didn't watch the fight. I was downtown.
That was obviously not his side hustle. But what I'm saying is there are so many reputable boxers that are trying to come up, and being on a platform with Floyd Mayweather is the business.
Right.
As opposed to the skateboarder.
And that's what it is. Because
practicing.
and he even mentioned that he was talking about. Actually, I was watching the interview this morning.
Okay.
Well, I guess it was like post fight, and he was talking about how he transitioned from HBO to Showtime, and so he was
Mayweather.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how when he was talking with Showtime, and I think he had mentioned the fight about Canelo. He was like, I was older and he was younger and whatnot. And so he was talking about numbers. Yeah, but he was talking about numbers. And he said one fight, I forget who the guy was, didn't bring that many numbers. And so he said when he was when talking with them, he was like, okay, that one did more numbers than any other fight, but it didn't do the numbers that Showtime wanted.
I get that.
So
he's definitely
that's what he. So he
definitely.
basically that's what he's saying. What he's trying to get the numbers that Showtime wants. You know, like he can say, I guess, like he made probably, I don't know what it is.
So is that who he's with right now? Is Showtime?
Yeah, he's with.
So are they feeling like because
Showtime.
These are YouTubers and they know how to bring an audience with them, that's why they chose a YouTuber?
Well, they're going by. They trying to bring in anybody that can bring in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why they why they went with the YouTubers.
Yeah,
that's because why. they want that YouTuber's audience. Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And on the
so he got millions of followers. And then he's going to get his brother got millions of followers.
Because
so
my friend
now they got millions of dollars.
Right, my friend in Arizona, he has asked me, even when I asked him to come on the show, he said, "What's y'all's numbers?" I was like, "I don't know," and I asked.
First of all, don't worry about our numbers.
Well, we project.
We projected if you say yes and we make a flyer. I mean,
your numbers plus our numbers.
And speaking of numbers, Floyd did make $100 million. I heard.
Oh.
He said he felt like it was an opportunity for a heist.
And somebody else has asked me that.
A heist.
Matter of fact, the Black Panthers asked me that. The commander of the new Black Panthers.
What's our numbers?
When I asked him to do the interview with us, he said, even though they did it, thank God, but he was like, "What's your numbers?" Like, wait a minute, we ain't just stepping on any old platform.
First of all, our numbers.
We need to know that people are listening.
Our numbers is 918-856-3873. Call us 89.9 FM radio. Those are our numbers. You worry about the wrong numbers. How many numbers was out there at that park? A lot. And more showed up because we came to support you guys. But yeah, I was just thinking then. I'm like, wow, there are so
I'm sure
many.
our numbers were high that day. If you go back and you look at, so I made that flyer and I put it on Facebook.
Yes.
He took it and put it on his page.
Right.
That thing got shared so many times. I'm like, why stuff don't get shared like that on my page? So I'm sure if they weren't tuned in at that very moment, they definitely went back
and
listened.
That's what my numbers come from. Because people say, "Oh, Mika, that's so early in the morning. I'm up trying to get ready for work, get my kids, and blah blah blah." But I always go back and listen to the show later on, and you guys are like really really funny, cracking us up. So if you're not listening, it's because you don't want to be. But thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting. There is so much stuff going on, and it is going to be such a beautiful beautiful day, and we have got to get up and get out and take advantage of it. But remember, drive to arrive safely, because just like today, we need you right back here Friday and every week. Listen to the Meek in the Morning Show and crew, along with all of the other wonderful programs and shows that the Bobby Eaton Media Station cater to. Real quick before we take a musical break, and then we're going to jump right into Coffee with Charlie. Yesterday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, I am letting my husband out, seeing him off to work, seeing him off to school. At the corner, there's a bunch of police, bunch of ambulance. I don't like stuff going on in my neighborhood that I'm not aware of. Like, nobody called me and said, Meek, we getting ready to
She
block.
that one, y'all. She that one. Hey, girl. What you doing?
Nobody called me and said, Meek, your corner going to be blocked off. Your corner gonna be blocked out. We're gonna have some police up here, some ambulance. Nobody told me that. So, ambulance. So what I do in the midst of moving my daughter's car, I go to the corner because I need to know what's going on. And
her house coat.
And I made my bonnet, and I rolled the windows up because they tinted though. And I rode around the corner. I did. Well, come to find out, there was a young man crossing the street. I don't know if he was on his way to work. I don't know if he was on his way to the bus stop. But a lady came through. I do not think that alcohol or anything played a factor in it. The story is, and it is a developing story, that he was going across the street and for some reason retreated back across the street in front of her SUV. I saw that SUV, and that SUV looked like it had hit a pole. I don't know how fast she was going or if just the impact itself, but this man did die on MLK yesterday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she was very cooperative. I did see her. She was sitting on the curb. She was trying to administer what is it, CPR, and she had her hands in her face, and you could clearly see that she was distraught. I do not know if speed played a factor, but I can say this: over the last couple of weeks, there have been many wrecks, crashes, and fatalities because people are speeding through red lights. Just not paying attention, just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, bottom line is, can we slow down so that we can get through this summer?
For
Can we
real.
slow down? And remember, it is summer, so the children are out. And children, we all know, do not have the best judgment when it comes to crossing the street, timing. They're just kids. I don't know how old this man was, but the balloons and everything are up, and our condolences do go out to his family. And they also go out to this lady as well, because she's going to have to live with this. KBOB 89.9 FM radio. When we come back, we're going to do coffee with Charlie, and then we're going to drop our topic. Stay tuned, guys. And I'll be yours until two and two is three. Yours until the mountain crumbles to the sea. In other words, until eternity, baby, I'm yours. Till the stars fall from the sky, baby, I'm yours. Till the rivers all run dry, baby, I'm yours. Till the poets run out of rhyme.
Hi, I'm your host, Prima Donna Braddock,
And I'm your co host, Jennifer Brown.
and our radio show is Real Life, Real Talk, a talk show for sharing relevant information to help women win in life.
You can catch us every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KBOB 89.9 FM.
Tulsa Transit is excited to introduce the Route 969 Workforce Express Network. The new Highway 169 Corridor Job Shuttle, WEN, is a fixed route service offering access from North Tulsa and Turley. Stops include Macy's, Amazon, Whirlpool, and Port of Catoosa. Save time and money when you ride the WEN Route 969. And for your protection, buses are cleaned daily. Visit tulsatransit.org for more details.
Hey, it's Denise with Addie Mae's Food for the Soul, where we cater to vegan, pescatarian, and everyday sultry soul food. We have Meatloaf Mondays, Taco Tuesdays, Chicken Wing Wednesday, Turkey and Dressing Thursday, Fish Fridays, Barbecue Saturdays, and Sundays is our sultry soul foods. We're located at 5266 North Peoria. You can contact us for call-in orders at 918-845-2989, and we also deliver with DoorDash. Hope to see you soon.
Hope to see you soon, because that menu really did sound delicious. Real quick, there was a shootout at the Quick Trip at Pine and Peoria last night. And can we be very mindful that there are a lot of children up there? There are a lot of children up there working. That is a very high end Quick Trip. And let's not, why are we constantly destructing our own neighborhood? Why are we doing it? Why do we do that?
I think we asked that question so many times right here on this radio show, right here in North Tulsa.
Right here in North Tulsa.
And I know for a fact that how we're treated by other races doesn't necessarily have anything to do with how we treat one another.
Mm-hmm.
A racist is a racist regardless.
Right.
However, it does matter how we treat one another. It does matter how we treat our neighborhoods. And you're going to always have those few who, as you're trying to, like we did this past weekend, and you're trying to build and make your community better. And then you have these types of incidences. It's going to always be those handfuls of white people that say, well, they kill themselves. Well, they don't care about themselves. They don't care about their neighborhoods. And it's usually the ones that are on like the city council teams and things like that. The people that were looking to reach back to us to help make a difference. And so they don't see our worthiness, so to speak, into bringing monies into the communities, and because they feel like we don't see it, but the just like every white person is not a racist, it's not every black person in one community that is destroying that community, that is a thug, that is the gangbanger or whatever. It's good and bad in all neighborhoods. It's good and bad in all races.
It really is. And so really, I just want to say, can we be a little bit more mindful of what we're doing? Because bullets don't have eyes. And 9 times out of 10, the person that you are aiming for never gets hit. It is always an innocent bystander, a mother, a father, a child. Somebody in this world loves that person, and for no other reason than the fact that you decided to show up and show out.
Right.
That person is gone. So let's.
It seems like in Chicago, so many young children.
That's just ignorant. You run around shooting in a crowd full of people at
a quick trip.
At a
any
quick
place,
trip,
really.
even
a quick trip, especially
dude,
a very.
Say it again, D-Real. It's just ignorant.
Like, come on, dude. For real.
And you know what's even crazier is you shooting a quick trip with, they got 1 million cameras.
What's his name? Papadoc. He does like all the lives and stuff on Facebook. So he did a run back of that shooting that happened in Florida, where they were like standing outside the club.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see the 3 men get out of their car and literally start shooting into a crowd.
Yes.
So he's an old school OG, him and his friends. And he was like, let me school y'all young people. First of all, that's dumb. First of all, that's not how you get street cred. First of all, that's not gangster, right? He was like, that's coward to get out of your car with automatic weapons and shoot into a crowd of innocent people. He was like, that's being a coward. There ain't nothing gangster about that. And he was like, my homeboy's getting ready to get out of prison for 10 years for something he didn't do, for something less than murder. And his point is, and we've said it on here before, y'all are taking penitentiary chances for something you going down for the rest of your life, because black people in general get more time for marijuana. We still getting time for these crimes.
Throwing your life
you are
away
literally
for 10 seconds.
For 10 seconds.
Of fame, or notoriety, whatever.
Or whatever you think you're going to get.
Whatever you think you're going to get.
But what you did was you destroyed a piece of your own community. Families.
Wreck some lives.
All of that.
Just hurt your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got kids, now you can't raise them.
So the life that you went to go take is not the only life that was taken. Now your life has literally been taken from the people who love you.
No, but generally, when you got idiots shooting in a crowd of people, it's generally the people that don't have nothing to do with it. That's the ones that's always getting killed.
Exactly.
So,
and that's the point. Yeah. And but it's not just the ones that are dying whose families are at a loss, and that's what these so-called gangsters fail to realize.
You're leaving if you have children and you doing act like that, you are leaving your children. Now, who's to protect and who's to raise your children now? Mm-hmm. Who's to protect your daughters if she might get an abusive boyfriend because you're locked up? Who's to show your son how to be a man and raise his children properly because now you're locked up? Who's to be there to help support that family and be that foundation in that family, because now guess what? You're locked up. So I 100% agree 100% what you said. You go to take a life, but at the same time, you're taking yours.
You're taking your own life.
Well, wow, that says a lot. I know you wanted to mention something about the museum. She's like,
yeah, I actually did. Yeah. It was a lot of good information in there.
Okay. Which museum is this?
I forget it's right there on the corner of Greenwood and Archer. And it has a lot to do with the history of Black Wall Street. What is it called? I forget the exact name of what it's called, but it's like the museum, but it has a lot of pictures, like digital pictures, where it would show like Black Wall Street in 1921, and it would just transform into like the or
Today.
it would show like the up to date picture, and
Okay.
then it would just transform into the to back into 1921. So it was just a lot of those pictures. Then it was what I liked about it was they have a lot more stories in depth of the people that was at the time, the stories that they have had of some of the survivors. They were telling their stories when they were kids, when
Okay.
it was
So they have
happening.
actual survivors
You could
telling the
actually
Footage.
story.
audio,
They
Yeah.
have footage and audio, right,
audio,
from
Yeah.
previous
yeah.
Okay.
And they were just
interviews.
talking about how well they was talking about like some of them, man. It was, but it was just so vivid because you watching the way it's structured at the part when they're telling their stories. It's kind of like the building is kind of like destroyed, but it's a visual when they paint it while they talking about some of them were like teenagers and we're just talking
Yeah.
about what happened. So it was just a lot of information in there.
So let me ask you a question. The visual that they showed of Greenwood 1921 and then when it transpired to today, how big of a difference? I know, but let our listeners know, how big of a difference from 1921 to today does Greenwood look?
How did man, it diminishes it. It makes it appear as if Greenwood is just this
Block.
block or small.
Technically it is.
Just well, I mean,
Right.
like
It wasn't
well,
previously, but
yeah,
it
yeah,
is
but
now.
but it make it seem like it always has been just
Right.
that
Oh, just that
one
one
little
block.
small
But
block
no, it
coming
wasn't.
from
Right.
just where the OSU and all the way down.
Right.
But it you go all the
It
way
was like
back to One Oak
40,
Field,
44,
40 blocks.
44
about
blocks.
40 blocks.
35
They
to
say
40.
35
Yeah.
or more, but it was about 40 blocks.
Because if you really think
So
about it, they do really just kind of give us where you say OSU
yeah,
to lefties.
yeah,
Because
It's
even
marginalized.
even though that street is Greenwood that's continued to go on, it's not recognized as Greenwood. So basically they have reduced us to a block.
yeah.
From 40, you said
It's been
But it
35 to
wasn't
45.
always, yeah, but it wasn't
It's been
always
That
marginalized.
small.
that small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and one could think that okay, this is when you always mention Greenwood, Arch and Pine, like it was like this was just it. No, it was
35 to 40
now
blocks.
when I ride around, all I can picture
Is
is
how far out it went,
this
how little.
circumference of
Yes.
how much land. I mean, you know what I mean?
I do understand that.
It
So it's called the New Greenwood Rising Museum. So it's the Greenwood Rising Museum.
So if you get a chance to go out there and check it out, tell us what you think. You're always welcome to call in. And I was going to say, to me, birthdays are really special. So if you guys have anybody's birthday out there that you want to recognize and you want us to acknowledge, please hit us in our inbox because we think everybody should feel special and dedicated something to them on their birthdays. Birthdays are far and few. A lot of people don't get to see their birthday. So if you're lucky enough to have a birthday, let's go ahead and acknowledge it. GB, what were you getting ready to say?
Shout out to my favorite lady, my mother. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Miss
birthday,
Birthday.
GB's mama.
Bertha Whiteside.
So check
I
this
hope you're
out.
doing good this morning.
No, go ahead, GB.
I hope you're having a good one this morning.
happy birthday.
I hope you're doing good too. And if you got some chocolate cake, send it up here. 'Cause I know you can make some good chocolate cake.
D-Real, I have a question for you. Have you ever saw the small museum area inside of the Greenwood Cultural Center? Have you ever walked through there to see what pictures they have and literature that they have? Because it's a small museum inside of the Greenwood Cultural Center,
Yeah.
and it's dedicated to the 1921 race massacre and that era.
No, I'm gonna go, but no, I didn't even know about this one. Honestly,
So, well, this one's new, and they talked about it like all throughout the centennial and the building of it. It made like a lot of headlines on the news and things like that. So here's my challenge to you: to go see what's inside of Greenwood.
Mhm.
Literally read through everything that's in there to read, and then think about what you saw inside of the new museum
How it
and
compares.
how it compares
compares.
and what is the difference, if any, in the narrative. And here's why I say that, and here's why I ask that. And I'm going to challenge myself, and I've been to the one in Greenwood, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to take a little bit more time
I'm gonna
to
I'm gonna
look,
take the challenge too.
and then I'll go visit the new museum. So here's why I say that, because I have seen people say from the Black community that we did not ask for this new museum, that we have asked for money, but we asked for money to go back into the Greenwood Cultural Center to fix it and to update it to what it needs to be, to add to this,
And they didn't want
and
to.
other things, right? And other things and places and areas on Black Wall Street, on Greenwood, that they've wanted to keep intact or update or preserve. And so it
I can
was,
believe that.
you know,
Did they misappropriate the funds?
right, they misappropriated the funds in the
Okay.
sense that this is not what we asked for. This
or
is what
needed.
you wanted to
Right.
do. And so I feel like,
Ah.
because based off of the things that I have seen and read, I feel like, again, the white man has come into our neighborhood, but it's his narrative that we're seeing play out. It's his story. It's what he wants. And it's like, it's a pacifier. I can, here, just take this.
Look what we gave you.
Look what we gave
Look
you.
what we
This
gave
is what
you.
we did.
What do you
for
mean
you.
as far as the building or the stories? Because the
The-
stories
both.
are like the stories are like footage
Well,
and
I'm
stuff
sure
that
that
the
they,
same ones I've been seeing
and I was
on
gonna
TV.
say, I'm sure you have to put in real. You can't just come in here and make up something. But I'm saying, the
They took-
building,
they took
the
what was
museum,
already
they
there.
didn't ask for the museum.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. They asked for, let's build up what we have. Let's add to what we
And that makes a
have.
lot of sense.
And then they said, no,
Let's
look
build
what we can do.
Right.
And
And then, so yesterday,
yeah.
D-Real said something to me that
But they can change narratives. Is my thing. What? First of all, yeah, they got footage of what people have said from that era, right? But we've watched them edit even the footage from the new Black Panthers just being here
well,
this
I've watched
past
them
week.
edit my own interviews and things
Right.
like that.
So
yeah.
I would just like to see the difference between what our people have put in place versus what was given to us,
And then
so to speak.
Also yesterday, do you remember when back in the day, a couple years ago, when they were saying the casino was downtown? I kept saying to
You know,
myself,
damn casino downtown.
Osage.
Osage, they
But
call
you-
that the
but you-
downtown.
Yeah, you remember
But-
hearing that
but you
though?
remember
They
that?
just
I
kind of
have
roll
heard
off
it,
because you be like, this
I have
sound
heard it.
crazy.
well, no, originally I
That's
wasn't
why they
listening.
putting these bike trails over here. Like white people.
You remember we talked about that in the bike
But
We
trip?
ain't riding no bikes.
But originally it wasn't.
That's another lane.
Originally, they weren't saying Osage. They kept saying the casino downtown. And me thinking to myself, I kept saying, I gotta go find this new
That's a
casino.
new casino downtown.
Yeah,
So-
you down on Denver. Oh, damn well.
Yeah.
You know,
So yesterday, D-Real informed me
They put a casino in the
that-
post office.
that yesterday D-Real confirmed that downtown now stretches to 36th Street North, and I don't know if I'm okay with that.
I dang sure ain't okay with it. Just leave us alone.
I'm telling you.
Because how far back are they wanting to push us? To Turley?
I actually was trying to. That's what I was actually trying to find on my computer, trying to get in detail of it. Because I was talking to a guy. He's a property owner,
Mhm.
and he also lived in Vegas, and he was just telling me about how he see the development. He said he see the same thing happening in Tulsa that happened in Vegas,
Mm.
and so he has a house in Vegas. He's seen the development that they were doing as far as gentrification down there. And it was funny because a friend of mine had got an Airbnb downtown, like midway through Denver.
Mhm.
And she was just talking about how she see, white people out now walking dogs and drinking coffee and whatnot, and how it just different because that
We
area
like dogs.
was just
we
like,
like coffee.
she was just talking to me
Yeah.
about gentrification. She was
Saturation.
saying,
It's been saturated.
yeah, but she was talking about how people are saying it's coming, and she was just like, no, it's already here.
Right.
It's already
And so it's kind of like, we waiting as if we're waiting, because what's crazy is I'm getting all these little letters about a little lot or whatever. People are now trying to buy any kind of land over here that they can. But one thing that stuck out with me when I was talking to this guy was he was saying, okay, when you rezone something and you consider it downtown now, if somebody already in a lower income community and having problem paying their taxes, well, now you're zoned in the downtown area. So now where you live is now your
push 'em
taxes
out.
are being raised
Mhm.
because you're zoned to be in downtown now. So that's going to raise your taxes. So now you surely can't pay the taxes.
So
Historical district.
in my
The
opinion,
historical
I didn't really consider to what is that, Pine
Mhm.
and
Denver.
MLK and Pine.
Mhm.
I always considered that. I'm not gonna say I considered it downtown, but I do consider it in the downtown area because technically my home is like a block from downtown.
Yeah.
And if you go on to the light where I'm talking about, that's just actually 3 more blocks. So it's not even a half a
Mhm.
mile. So now they have pushed it all the way back to 36th Street, which is what, about at least 1 or 2 miles, 3 miles at the
my
most.
point.
Geographical area.
Yeah, and that's my
They,
point exactly. When I was always saying how the news would always, every time something would happen,
North
they say, well,
Tulsa.
technically anything north of Fabric is considered north.
North Tulsa.
Well, the north side is so bad. Why are y'all stretching downtown all the way to 36th Street North? Well, all this violence is going on, all this killing is going on, but y'all want to live out it.
Because eventually their goal and their thinking is to push all that further back.
And that's true. And someone else said too,
you
like,
won't be welcomed anymore. Somebody's got to go.
And he means what he says because his hat says all black everything. Kbob 89.9 FM radio. When we come back, we're gonna jump right into coffee with Charlie. And everybody, put your cups up. And if you saw my post yesterday, we're gonna sit back, don't trip, and listen to the smooth sounds of Miss Charlie Bell and what she has to say. And yes, I did have a margarita. And yes, the baby was in the background. But hey, the baby understands my struggle. And she didn't get to taste it, but it was mighty tasty. Kbob 89.9 FM radio.
But this time I won't be denied, 'cause you're a dead giveaway. Yeah, you want me like I want you. Just a dead giveaway. You're scared, but you won't admit it. Oh yeah, but tonight you're committed. 'Cause you're just a dead giveaway. A dead giveaway. You're not that naive, girl. Ooh, it's playing deceiver.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Lester Troutman.
It's Zap Troutman.
From the group Zap. And when we in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we always listen to
Kbob FM.
I want the world to see, just like a car drive you out of your mind. It's always the first step in us having a good time. Up, 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 shake up. I'm living a single life. Single.
And we had to let that play a little. We had to. Whoa. we had to let that play a little bit because we like having fun. And guess what? It is always it's a party. Hey. And I don't want you to get the wrong idea about me. But that's your problem.
Hey,
we get ready to come back with Coffee with Charlie because she always has something inspirational to say. And she over here dancing and grooving. I'm just wondering what she gonna say because she over here dancing and grooving. She like having fun and talking mess and all that. Then she comes out here and make me feel all spiritual and guilty.
Well, first of all, you should never ever feel guilty, because conviction comes from the Lord, but condemnation comes from the devil. So you should never feel guilty. If you're feeling guilty, then maybe, yes, there are some things that you need to kind of assess in your life, so to speak, and reflect on and see what needs to be changed. But never allow someone, especially their thoughts, their religion, their feelings, their whatever, to make you feel guilty for who you are.
Yes.
If you woke up this morning feeling like I'm good, then be good.
And I was good.
And embrace who you are, regardless of what other people think or feel about you. Embrace who you are. If you can live with who you are, then do that. Live with who you are.
I've been living with who I am for a long time.
Take a lot less. Take some of that stress up off you.
It will. It will. Because people are going to always have an opinion.
Yes.
People, some people are going to rock with you. Some people are for you. And then there's others that they're not for you. And that's okay.
Yes,
because we all have a different path in life. We all have different beliefs. We just all have a different perspective and lens on life. And sometimes it's the things that we've been through in life that develops that lens. And so, hey, we're not all meant to be the same. We're just not. So love who you are. Let me love who I am. If you don't like who I am, go on somewhere. Go on about your business.
Go on somewhere. Go on, girl.
Go on,
gal.
So yesterday, this is your Coffee with Charlie.
Everybody clear their throat.
Yesterday, and if I get emotional this morning, y'all, I have every right to be. Yesterday, while I was watching my grandchildren play, I just kept hearing in my head, it's the little things, it's the little things, it's the little things. And then one of my girlfriends called me. She's one of my really, really great girlfriends. And I was still busy with the kids. And she said, when you're not busy anymore, call me back. So I did. And she says, I've been wanting to see you. She lives out of town, out of state. And she said, I didn't want to tell you this over the phone. And I ain't going to tell her business, even though y'all don't know who I'm talking about. But anyway, she was diagnosed with a terminal illness. And I knew she didn't want me crying. I knew she didn't want me to be emotional. And I tried not to be on the phone. But I do work in hospice, and I have worked in hospice many years. And I do, well, hell, it's cancer. But there's so many different types of cancer, right?
Yeah.
And people have beat cancer. People have gone into remission with cancer. So it's not necessarily a death sentence. but I have seen what cancer does. So it's a hard pill to swallow when it's somebody that you're so close to. So, like I said, this was already on my mind before she called, but it just kind of really brought it back home for me, you know. And so, needless to say, I'll be on the highway this weekend so I can see her face. But it's the little things, cherish them. Um, and I think I wanted to elaborate more on this, but I just couldn't any further. Take in the aroma of the coffee, smell the roses, literally. Listen to the birds sing. Raise a window, sit on the porch, take a walk. I know life is rough sometimes. Our children and grandchildren upset us, but we don't always have to fuss. So what if they spilled grape jelly on your new alpaca rug?
What?
You have this moment, this opportunity to teach them, to show them who and what is more important. They are, not material things. Still moments, don't let them pass you by. You get caught in the rain, just dance. Just once, request that someone, just once, don't request that someone hold on. Take the moment, pause, listen without your cell phone in your hand. The time is now, the moment is now to simply take a moment to cherish the little things. Do you have an opportunity to help someone with a simple task? Take it. Stop being too busy. It's truly the little things that mean so much. A bedtime story, a hug, a kiss to the forehead, a popsicle on a hot summer afternoon, an unexpected phone call, a reach of your hand taking your loved one's hands as you watch a movie, take a drive, or stand in a line. Just simply cherish the moments, the little things. For it is true, tomorrow is not promised.
Absolutely. I big ups to you for that. And it's going to be okay. And we, as your family and friends, will pray. I also have a friend that's going through something really similar, and she said to me, "I don't feel like I should be going through this alone." So last night when I was in the shower, the only song that kept popping in my head, which I'm going to send to her today, is Michael Jackson's "You Are Not Alone." I am here for you. Though we're far apart, you are always in my heart. So I challenge everybody to download that song and send it to somebody that needs to hear it, even if that somebody is you. KBOB 89.9 FM radio.
I ain't let her go, 'cause she's all I got. Although she nags me and complains a lot, I ain't let her go. No, no, no.
The all new KBOB, Black on Black Community Radio 89.9 on your FM dial.
nobody ever told you that you would be coming into the disco down. I know nobody told you that you would be coming into the disco down. But we're coming, 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 coming on. You ask me, am I happy? Well, let's not terrify. I can say that I'm ecstatic, 'cause we all just made a pact. We've agreed to get together, join as children in Jah. When you're moving in the positive, your destination is the brightest.
Hey guys, we are back, and I want to drop that as a topic. I want to drop that as a topic, the little things. How many days, how many nights, how many times do we not appreciate the little things in life? The little things. And something that is so simple to us could mean so much to someone else. Like the phone call she gave you. You had no idea what the phone call was going to be about. But that meant everything to her to make the phone call. Had you not called her back and said, I'll call her back tomorrow when I get time, how that little thing would have made her feel. Or like me missing one of my grandkids' birthdays, my life be over. If I'm late picking them up from somewhere, my life is over because I feel like I wasn't there. I needed to be there. And it's the little thing. Then they get in the car, just happy and go lucky. Can we get McDonald's? I'm thinking to myself, I done been sitting here panicking and tripping because I'm 2 minutes late. And all he want to do is some chicken, 10-piece chicken nugget.
And that's it.
That's
Mhm.
it. The little things in life. And how often do we take for granted the little
The little
things
things.
in
And that's
life?
just like last week I told y'all, I think what's today? Today's Wednesday. So Monday I had mentioned I didn't come to the festival, the music festival, because the fact of the matter is I didn't want to, but I didn't want to because my grandchildren had asked me to spend the night with them. And not that I couldn't have gotten up Saturday morning and gotten them dressed or, and things like that, but that's not what they wanted to do. They had an agenda. You know what I'm saying? And so I was there to be in their space and to do what they wanted to do,
Right.
not what I wanted to do.
The little things.
The little things. And how many times as adults do we feel like because we are the adult, we're the ones with the say so. You do what I say, you do how I say it. I was here, you know, and that's one of the things I hate to hear adults say. Well, I was here before they were, so well, but you brought them here, so now you're responsible for them.
Yeah,
and they didn't ask to be
and
here.
their little things too.
Right. And their little things are important. And so they had an agenda, and it was important for me to be a part of the agenda that they asked me to be a part of. And in those moments, they're priceless.
Yeah.
But when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be grown up one day. And I'm gonna be an old lady one day.
I didn't come spend no time. It's because you want to go.
And I want the seeds to be planted that are going to bring back a harvest, that the same harvest that my father had from me because of the seeds that he planted in my life. You understand what I'm saying? The same harvest that I'm reaping just from my children because of the seeds that I planted in their life. You know, they would never let their mama go at this life alone now that they're grown. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I know, just like my daughter said to my grandchild the other day, it's okay, she'll be moving back in with us in 50 years. So they're already anticipating GBO. They're already anticipating that that I'm going to be old one day and they're going to have to take care of me.
You're going to get old? No, you're not.
One day I'm going to be old.
Say it ain't so.
It is so.
Long as you age gracefully, it's gonna be okay. You know what? And we miss. I don't want to miss moments. I don't want to miss moments with my grandkids either, because I feel like all the things that I didn't get to do with my kids, I get to spoil my grandkids. And it's the little, like I'm saying, I don't know how a kid could eat so much McDonald's. This is how McDonald's stay in business. This is how, because I can be going home to cook dinner, and I can say, I'm going home to cook dinner, sweetheart. I know you don't have chicken nuggets. You know what? You right.
You can make chicken nuggets.
Mia, no, I'm not. Mia does not make chicken nuggets. But yeah, I'm just saying.
Which one of them kids want chicken nuggets? Chance?
Zion.
Zion.
Zion the lion.
I keep a bag.
I love all my.
You keep a bag of nuggets?
Yeah, throw it right in the oven on
Yeah.
But you know, my babies,
they
they get tired of fast food, and on any given day, they'll be like, "Can you cook us some food?" Cause like, and my daughter, you know, she'll stop, pause, and cook, because they get tired of fast food. Believe it or not, they want a good home cooked meal, and they will tear it up.
I never realized another little thing. I never realized how much I enjoyed talking with my grandparents, because they had so much wisdom and so much knowledge. But at the time, I was like, "What these old people know? They just get on."
When I was taking a history class, Daryl, at TCC, and we were learning about like the Dust Bowl and things like that, and we had to do a paper. My grandmother at the time was 99 years old. I went and crawled right on up in the bed with her, literally, and I told her what assignment that I was working on and what I needed to do, and I just laid there and listened to her just talk to me about what she remembered and things like that. And I even, you know, didn't even realize, I guess then, the nuggets that I had in my dad, because my dad was born in 1928. So imagine all the things that he has seen and lived through, you know.
And I would imagine that in 1928, that everything that was going on in Greenwood was probably actually kind of still fresh and new. That's not even 10 years out. That's not even 10 years out. GB, what are some of the small things that you feel like maybe you've taken for granted or wish you could get back? I know one is time. I do know one is time.
That would be one. Maybe, you know, focus, you know, I don't, you know, I like to, I'm a, I'm the type of person, if you do something for me, I always like to show appreciation, say thank you, you know, to people. But you know, I find that this up and coming class, you know, they don't like to. They don't. They you know, you can do something for them, they won't even say thank you. You know,
entitlement.
Yeah,
is that what you're speaking of?
They have a sense of entitlement,
so they're not appreciating the little things.
Not appreciative at all.
They don't appreciate life.
You know what I'm saying? You know, hey,
they don't appreciate life.
I don't. For granted, I'm just pondering on and thinking. You know,
okay, we can come back to it if you want to think about it.
I don't take nothing for granted. You know,
I took a lot of time. I'm just gonna be honest. I took a lot of time for granted. The things that I used to do, you wouldn't dare catch me doing that, because when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, some of the things that I let happen to me or around me or in the vicinity,
without addressing,
right?
I can say this.
Don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing. Like, now that she brought that up, just real quick, there are some things that we have to stop saying, that ain't my business. It is very much so our business. It has everything to do with us. If you see something going on in your community, in your family, you know, it's your business. It's your business.
One of my things is I don't like to see people always trying to be judgmental and put a certain stigmatization on people. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the best conversations I've had, some of the best conversations I had in the world come from them old wise men. And one wise man might have a bottle of wine in his
so
pocket.
Is it safe to say
we're gonna talk about this on another show? Because
so I was just gonna say, is it safe to say that when you're being negatively judgmental, because some judgment is righteous, but when you're being negatively judgmental, you're losing and missing out on the little things that are going on?
That's the one right there.
Right.
That's the one right there, Charlie.
D-Real, what are some little things that you know that you've taken for granted that you regret?
That I know.
That you know some stuff.
You done
No,
took this
just,
opportunity for granted.
You didn't let this time pass you by.
Like, I don't know. I really just the things I'm doing now. Just like
Should have been
like
doing earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's. I don't know. I'm a sociable person, so it's really like a lot of things that I want to do. I blame myself because I could have been and done them, So it's almost like me. I'm always the type of person that if something around me comes good, I'm always want to share it with somebody.
I know.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, check this out. This is, you know what I'm saying? Let's go do. You know what I mean? So
then get mad when the people don't do it back because I know I do. Like I share my nuggets with you. You couldn't share your fries.
No, I don't really.
I wasn't gonna drink out the straw. I was gonna take the lid
Right.
off.
I
You
can't
could
have a
offer
sip.
me a drink.
It's 105 out here. I can't have a sip. Dang.
Yeah. But one thing I do appreciate more is my grandbabies more than anything now.
So life. So the
Just
new
say
life. The
It's
new
like,
life.
you know, they growing so fast. Like the other day, all three of them climbing all on me. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, this ain't gonna be happening forever. You know, you get too big, you ain't gonna be climbing all over.
Well, my youngest is only a year, and the next youngest is 5, and the 5-year-old was telling the 1-year-old, my Mia, and out of the blue, she hauled up and socked him. Like, how did she even know to sock him for saying that? And it was like, so they were like fighting over one leg, not knowing that I had a leg for each of them.
Right, a limb for each of them.
Right.
I got 2 legs, some arms, some phalanges.
He said, this is my Mia, and she looked, and she said, boop. And I was like, don't do that.
The devil is a lie.
And then she cried because I was like, don't do this. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Come on, because he really wasn't. But those are little things that we take. Like in 10 years, that's going to be funny that 1-year-old hit him
for saying my Mia.
When she's 1, like, how did she comprehend that he was trying to take me from her?
Right.
Or, at
because
1.
they know.
At 1,
I mean, because really those memories are for you. They don't know nothing.
I know.
They know what we remind them of, what we share with them,
Yeah.
the pictures,
Right.
things like that.
She's
Yeah.
spoiled. And people used to say that, why come every time you go on vacation, you take your kids? Well, FYI, I like taking my kids with me. I like taking pictures with my kids. I like having the memories for us to go back and say, you remember that time that we such and such and such? And they always say, well, your kids are not going to remember all that stuff you did.
Yes, they
I
will.
remember, and I got the pictures to document it. So mind your business.
But you'll be surprised at what they do remember.
Yes.
And here's the thing that my daughter and I had talked about when we went to Florida back in April is when we took the kids, because it was really the kids' vacation. We took them to the beach.
Them sound like some privileged kids.
And they had went last year, so they was ready to get back there
to the
this
sand,
year.
to the water, yes.
And so the thing is they work technically just like we work. We have to get up early in the morning, right? So when we get up, guess who else has to get up?
Exactly.
They do. They got to go to school. They got to go to daycare. They got to do whatever it is that they have to do in those environments. You know what I'm saying? So they have a hard day just like you do. They deal with
we need to be mindful
peer
of
pressure, relationships,
Yes.
all of those things they have. So they need a vacation too.
And who better take them on vacation than me?
Boom.
Exactly. KBOB 89.9 FM radio. We'll be right back here for Freaky Fun, Messy Friday. We're going to find a topic that's going to take you into the weekend that is smiling. But again, wherever you're going, drive to arrive safely, because it's been a lot of car crashes, it's been a lot of accidents. And with everything that's been going on, no more tears need to be shed. I said a prayer that night that I wanted everybody to get home safely, and but I guess I should have extended that prayer into the early morning because it happened that morning. So from this point on, my prayers, when I say them, they're for all day. They're 24 hours. They don't have a time limit on them. KBOB 89.9 FM radio. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And the Meek in the Morning Show and crew will be back here Friday, bright and early. See you soon.